All right, welcome back. So we're just picking up here where we left off. And the market's really just kind of going sideways here. Honestly, at this point, I tell you, it could go either way, but we're short from F7, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, we're definitely way extended on the long-term chart with the wave 11 over there. And again, a failed 7 is not super extended in the trend, but it's a little beyond 5, so it basically counts as a double top, by the way. So when you get a failed 7, failed 9s, whatever, even a failed, well, no, not a failed 5, that wouldn't really count, but a failed 7 or above is going to essentially be in the ballpark of being a double top pattern. So that doubles as that. But right now, I got to tell you, the market's kind of going sideways. So we are trying to put in a cycle high in the short term, trying to put in a cycle low in the long term. And that's very contradictory signals. We're at support. So again, we're not above it or below it. We're just kind of stuck to it, the flypaper phenomena. And so this is right now, I would say, is very neutral. And so I would not, yeah. Unless we get a clear signal. Now, what we could get here is we could get a good first cycle high after dad turned down. Now, we kind of had one at F7, but K didn't quite get to 80. And also, dad is really, even though it's black there, it's essentially flat. So it's not really a great first cycle high after dad turns down. So obviously, we would love that if we get that. Oh, and here would be the crucial point. The good news is we do have mom angling down on the long-term chart to get us into, well, we just got triggered into that trade, actually, if you wanted to take that. So, again, now here, if you didn't go short at F7, here would be another opportunity for you to get short. Although K didn't quite get up there to 80 either, did it? No. It didn't really get up there. So that's not ideal either. But anyway, if you wanted to play it a little aggressive, that would actually be a pretty aggressive trade. The general pattern is there, but see, that's the problem when K doesn't get to 20 or 80. It means that the market's just, you don't get enough momentum to the upside or the downside. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. That's why you're seeing all these bars just kind of lined up in a row side by side on the short-term chart. Well, boom, see, and there we break. So we went from, again, low velocity to a high velocity. And usually, by the way, the high velocity lasts for a short time and the low velocity lasts for a long time. So anyway, okay, so now we're at the support level of the 50 MA. On the short term, the 15 EMA on the long term, the blue line, which was a previous swing high. Cool. Notice the last green bar there. It was kind of a pretty close to a doji bar, open and close about the same. So it hesitated at support. What we've talked about before. See if we can get some acceleration going here. Break down there, get down to the 50 MA on the long term, 100 MA on the short term. That would be ducky. You would like that, but don't always get what you want. But anyway, so far so good. Got a little doji there on the last bar on the short-term chart. Notice we're in the zone, the area of cycle lows on both time frames concurrently. But again, that doesn't mean that we're putting in a cycle low here just because we're in that zone. So that's actually a bearish momentum signal. Because now we did push down below 20, whereas at the top side, we weren't able to push above 80, which actually was a good sign for going short, because we don't want momentum going up, right? But then when it wiggled around in the middle, then that's okay. Not as exciting for us either direction. Nothing really going there. So, little rubber band situation here. I wouldn't trade it because not enough It just goes against everything that's going on. Mom's pushing down pretty strong angle on mom. That's another thing I would say is, well, we mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again because it does bear repeating. The angle of mom on the longer term chart, if it is really, pretty steep slope like this, then that is a better confirmation than if mom is just kind of flat but moving down by a pixel or two. Then obviously, well, I think it's obvious, but that means it's not as clear and not as good, not as valuable a signal as if it's angling down very clearly and very sharply. Alrighty. Oh, I know what else I wanted to say. Bam! There we go. See how it just pops? We go from low velocity to high velocity. We had a little doji bar there, and then bam, just smack down. Like, if you blinked, you missed it, and we'd lock in profits right there. So now, what I was going to say here, if we got time, we got plenty of time. So we've been doing trades here in this little series, both scalping trades and cherry picking trades, aggressive cherry picking trades, because we're only using 2 time frames. So we don't have the opportunity to do conservative cherry picking trades where we would need 3 time frames. So you've seen me do both. Now, the problem is, it's not really a problem, but the issue is whether you should do that or not. And I would say at the beginning, no. Choose one of the 3.5 styles: scalping, aggressive cherry picking, conservative cherry picking, or eagle eye. Choose one and just do one. The simplest is to do scalping, and that's why I mostly do all the examples in the foundations courses with the scalping style. You also get more trades that way. Then after you've mastered that, if you want to start also including cherry picking trades and eagle eye trades, then that's fine. Okay, let's stop here and we'll pick up when we come back.